How do I start the intro? Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be ranking all of the sounds that you can find in Portuguese. Let's get started. As you know, my opinion is the ultimate opinion, and what I say is right, so if you disagree, that automatically means you're wrong. So, shut up. Oh, I should also preface this by saying that we're going to start with the sounds that don't exist in English for viewer retention. And first we have im, and I kind of like this sound. It's kind of difficult. It's not like the best sound of all time, but it's not bad. I'm gonna put it in B tier. Next is I, like in my. It's like the only time you find it. I kind of like I. It's kind of cute. I would say it's the same tier as but better. I can only think of in two words, ima and fa, and I think I like this less than the other two nasal sounds. It's kind of weird. It feels like there should be something after it, but there isn't. So for that, it's going in C tier. It's a great sound. I would consider it the staple of Portuguese. So I'm gonna put it in A tier. I really like this sound. Maybe even S tier. I'm gonna put it in S tier. I really like this sound. Oins, it's just the plural of So like you have a lesson, which is lição, and you can have many lessons, which is lições. Lições or oins is a little weirder than Definitely worse than I and Probably in the same tier as but I like more. The R roll, so good. Like frango, presa, palavra, S tier. I love this sound. Ilha. Ilha is like the hardest sound. It's like the hardest sound to pronounce. But also it sounds kind of weird. It's kind of like you want to spit all over like when you say it. So I'm going to put it in D tier just for that. But it is very unique. So I'll give it that. Nya, it's very similar to like the Spanish N with the tilde. If not the exact same sound, I'm pretty sure it is. But Nya is like Ilha. To me, it's like the same category, but a little better than Ilha because Nya doesn't make you want to spit all over. So it's going to go in a tier above, but definitely worse than and oins. And the next one is the D sound. Actually, the D sound that you hear in Portuguese isn't the same as what you hear in English. It makes sense if you speak Portuguese. If it doesn't, it's kind of hard to explain. But essentially, you speak with the front of your mouth more, and that makes it different than in English. I mean, I like it. It's good. I like saying the D, especially with the R. You know, it's a good sound. I'll give it A tier. And T, also, it's like the same thing. You say it with the front of your mouth rather than more in the back of your mouth. But anyways, the tongue placement when you say T in Portuguese is different. And it sounds really cool. I really like it. So I'm going to put T in A tier above D. Next, we have the impossible sounds, aka the open and closed throat vowels. These are stupid. The first one we have A, as in like la. And I think I like the A sound. It sounds very pretty. So I'm going to put it in not S tier, in A tier. The next one is A, just a standard A, like an. It's not as pretty, but I still really like it, so it'll go in B tier, above I and A. The next is which is open throat, and is like, it's not as pretty as A, so I'm going to put it in the tier below, and I definitely like A more than I might even like the nasal sounds more than Yeah, I like the nasal sounds more than so we'll put at the bottom of B tier. The next one is closed throat E. This sound is impossible to make. Definitely the worst vowel we've come across so far. So I'm going to put that in C tier. It's definitely worse than oins. I don't know if it's worse than nya. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's worse than nya because nya is it's just a little more unique. So I like it more. E is very standard, I guess. I'll put it in C tier. Below nya. The next one is the O's. The way I remember this is people in São Paulo, they say gosto with an open O. And people in Rio, they say gosto or gosto with a closed O. I like the open O quite a bit. Gosto, it sounds very pretty. So I'm going to put it on the low end of A tier. I'm going to put it just below gosto. I like less, but I still like it quite a bit. So I'm going to put it right in the middle and break these two up. The last vowel is U. U is nice. Or I'll put it below O just because I like O more. And now we get to the sounds in Portuguese that are made in English as well. So the first one is G, like engolir. G is very not great, in my opinion. So I'm going to put it above Ilya because Ilya is so weird. I'm gonna put it below Ilya. Ilya is like, it's very unique, so I like it in that sense, you know? G is not unique, and it's very ugly as well, so that's our lowest ranking so far. J, like jogar, or the J sound like vontade, S tier. The sound is so cool. Probably the best sound. Presa. I wonder if there's a word with like all three of those sounds. Probably not. The J sound, beautiful. F, I kind of like F. This is the stupidest video of all time. But it's fun. I don't know, I like doing it. F, the word that comes to mind is like frango, fa. I like it. It's good. I would put it in C tier, below oins, but above nya. This is where we get a little controversial. There are a lot of people who live in Rio, and in Rio, whenever they say verb in the infinitive form, I believe it is, like descobrir or falar, as you can tell, they make an ah sound. And I actually wasn't going to make an F tier, but I remembered that this sound exists, so it is 100% going in F tier. I hate the sound. It's a very it's a very guttural sound, so I don't like it, and I know like all of Rio's gonna get mad at me for that, but I'll make it up to you. The sh sound, I really like the sh sound. So like when you say Portuguese, I really like the sh sound. So I'm putting that in the low end of S tier. So yeah, that's my gift for you, so that you can, you know, be less upset with me. Anyways, onwards. Retroflex R, or what they say in Curitiba or São Paulo, is like porta. I like the Retroflex R, to be honest. So I'm going to put that. There are a lot of options now, so it's getting harder to like immediately put something in a tier or in a place. Porta. I like porta. Or like I don't know any other words. Porto. Yeah, I like it. It sounds nice. So I'll put that in B tier, below A and above I. Double R, or the H sound. So like when you say run in Spanish, it's corre, and when you say run in Portuguese, it's corre. Even though it's spelled the same, but the double R makes different sounds in the different languages. So with that in mind, the H sound, or the double R sound, or the H sound, I'll probably put that. I like it more than the closed. I'm actually gonna put the closed E lower, as in like better than the G sound, but that's it. I don't like that sound. It's impossible to make. Not very pretty, in my opinion. Anyways, the H sound will probably go above the closed throat E, but below Ilya. For the same reasons I put everything below Ilya. I just think Ilya is quite unique, so I quite like it. But the H sound, like kohi, it's just not a whole lot of, it's not very unique. It doesn't give a whole lot to the senses, you know? It leaves you wanting more. Ch is S tier. The culture behind ch, especially when it comes to Brazilian funk, oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So that's a S tier for sure. Z, or the Z sound. The Z sound is cool. I'm gonna say it's in B tier, above but below U. It's a nice sound. V, the V sound, A tier for sure. I'm gonna put it below A because A is still so pretty. La, vamos lá, so pretty. But above gosto, or like it's like the same sound. People who don't speak Portuguese are gonna be like, dude, you're saying the same sound over and over. No, they're different. Trust me, they're different. Anyways, I really like the V sound, especially in like palavra, like when you combine like the R sound with it. Very good. S is just a very solid sound. I put that in A tier as well. Above T, but below the A. Q, it makes the K sound like quieto. Cause like it's a C tier sound. Below F, but above nya. I think I like it there. P, I'm gonna say above E, below nya. Again, most of the consonants is very difficult to rank, especially because a lot of them you hear in English. So it's not really like anything special. No, N is super basic. So basic. I'm gonna put it above nya. M is better than N. Better than F probably, but not as good as oins or ah. Because again, it doesn't pack that punch, you know? I like the L. The L's a very nice sounding consonant. Better than the retroflex R. Not as good as ah, like Yeah, I like the L sound. Finally, our last letter, B, bola again. B is a good sound in Portuguese. Mix it with the vowels, it sounds really pretty. Better than I, but not as good as the retroflex R. Let me look over this list just to make sure it looks good. I'm actually gonna put the sh sound above the, oh, hey, stop that. I'm gonna put the sh sound above the ch sound. Just because, I don't know. It's just so fun to say. I'm gonna put the open O above the V and the S above the V, but not below the T. I'm also gonna put the ah above the T. Yeah, I'm gonna put the ah above the T just because the closed throat A still sounds very nice. It's very pretty. I'm gonna say is better than the z sound. And so is the s sound. I'm actually gonna put the oo and the o sound lower because the s sound is I like that sound, and I like I'm gonna put the m in high C tier. Also gonna put the n above the q sound, or the k sound, the k sound. I'm actually gonna drop the k sound quite a ways. It's better than the e sound, but it was too high. Yeah, this is my list. Final answer, this is what I think. These are my thoughts. This is what is true to me. I hope you enjoyed this ramble session of me just randomly throwing sounds of Portuguese onto a tier list. I hope you have a great day. Good luck learning your language, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.